Let's see how we can recreate the letter animation you just saw in Nordcraft. So we're starting with this very simple website design. We have this large H1 in the middle. And so what I want to do is I want to add an animation to this word beautiful. I'm going to first go and right click and say wrap an element span. Because in order to do a letter animation, I need actually to have each letter in this word be their own span. So instead of just having the word beautiful, I'm actually going to repeat the span object, and then we use a formula called split. And what that does is it takes the word beautiful and splits it by here the empty string. So we get like an array of each letter over here, right? So now it says beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And here we'll just change this to use a formula, and that formula is item. So like the array item we're repeating over, right? And then we just want to make sure here, I'm going to move myself. There'll be a lot of moving myself today. I'm just going to make sure that I'm inheriting the font. There we are, right? And of course, I want my span to be display inline. So that allows me to create exactly the same thing we had before, except now each letter in this is a span, right? And so now we can start animating the letters, right? And we can start by doing something. Let's do something fair. Let's just add an animation to them. We'll add a fade in. I'm gonna move myself. Where am I gonna move myself? Up. So let's do a fade in, and then here on delay, I want to create a new variable called delay. So if we try first, right? If we just add the animation, and let's say we reload our page, right? It's gonna create this fade in animation that we actually was almost too difficult to see, but it's gonna, we can just do this, right? So we can see it sort of fades the title in, right? But it's going to do it all at the same time. So in order to make it do letter by letter, we're going to add this delay. So I created the delay CSS variable up here, and I'm going to define it with the formula. I'm going to use a millisecond unit, and then I'm going to say the index multiply by 100. So basically, as you saw here, right, each letter now gets delayed its animation by 100 milliseconds. And then in order to actually make it start being not there, because right now they will be shown, and then 100 milliseconds later, the second letter will animate, but it'll be shown up until then. So I'm just going to go and say the default should be that our opacity is 0. And then in the animation, we're going to say fill forward. That means when the animation is over, keep the last, whatever the value is as the last frame, right? And that gives us this sort of fade in letter by letter animation, right? It's really, really easy to make in Nordcraft because it's really easy to do this split and repeat for each letter. And also we can just use a CSS variable here to define the delay, right? But that was not quite the animation we wanted to do, actually. So I'm just going to copy this in. Can I copy this into myself? Not quite, but that's close enough. Oh, we'll do it like this. And then remove the repeat here from the inner. Because what I really wanted was just, I want a duplicate of that span. And this obviously looks super messy for now. We'll sort that out. And I want these two spans because I'm basically animating between them. I want these two spans to be perfectly on top of each other. So I'm going to change this to be position absolute, and then I'm going to change the inset. I'm just going to give it 4 zeros because that means it'll be like 0 pixels from either border. So when you choose absolute and 4 insets, you completely overlap the containing element, right? So now I have the containing element and the inner element right here, and we can try and set the color of the inner element to white, and we can see it perfectly like sits on top of the other one, right? So now what we want to do, well, actually we can kind of do the same thing, and let's see if we see that it'll have this weird, actually we should first remove the animation from this one. And then we should see here if we do that and play it, right? We'll like fade between the two, right? And now all we have to do is change that animation away from fade with opacity. And we will change that to be a clip path of inset, and then I'm doing 100% 0, 0, 0. So clip path allows us to essentially say what part of this element should I actually render. And we can see we all do here at the left side, right? And inset basically starts, it goes top, right, bottom, left. And then we're saying we want an inset clip of 100%. It means I want to clip 100% off the top, which essentially makes it invisible, right? And then if I go to the end of this, I can here set a clip path of inset, and then I'll just do 0, 0, 0, 0, right? And so now we're animating between like 100% to 0. So we can see now we got this like grow up effect, right? And we already have the delay. So now we'll see, oh, well, we didn't have the delay because that should be fine. Why didn't we have that? Oh, because we had a new animation, of course. So we need to add delay. Right, there we are. And now we should see if we go on our new website, we do actually get that. But also that we had this little lingering effect. That is because of if we have a delay animation, we need to change the default style so it's not flashing. Right. So here I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set my here clip path to inset 100% 0, 0, 0, right? That means by default this is inset, and here I'm going to go back again and say fill mode forwards. So it's going to start being clipped all the way down from the bottom. It's going to animate up to the top, and then it's going to stay there forever, right? Let's go and try this. Oh, there it is. Very nice. And you can play around with every aspect of this. Do you want to clip in from one side to the other? Like how exactly that animation happens and what you do with it is entirely up to you. But there's so many nice options for playing with fun letter animations in Nordcraft. So go try it out. Share what you've done. Make sure we can see it. We always love seeing what people build.